Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. So it has taken a while, but I have finally decided to do my video on my Oracle and Tarot, and actually more than just Oracle and Tarot collection. So this video will be divided in parts, and there is no particular order that I'm actually going to be showing you these cards, other than I'm just picking those that are on my top shelf and then next shelf and so on and so on. If you would like to see a little bit more of a detailed review of any of them, then please just let me know in the comments. And yeah, without any further ado, let's start. So as you can see already, I have on my desk here the Sacred Forest by Dennis Lin. So I'll just quickly show you a few cards if you don't have it. So the way I actually buy my cards is that I really need to feel drawn to them. There was a time when I went on I would say maybe shopping spree. It wasn't a month or however many months, it was a whole year or 2 years even, where I just literally loved every single deck I think I was seeing online. So I've been buying lots and lots of them. But since then I have been decluttering, and as it stands, my collection is at, I think, 45 decks now, and that's together everything. So any Oracle, Tarot, as well as Lenormand cards and Gypsy cards, etc. Yeah, but I mean, I have actually just sold quite a few not long ago because I just ended up not using them. So the cards that I'll be showing you in this deck collection are all the ones that I'm using, whether it's however often, because not all of them I use all the time. But yeah, but they're basically I think my collection that's just gonna stay with me forever, pretty much, I think. So anyway, sorry. This deck is Kyle Gray, Angels and Ancestors Oracle Cards Guidebook. This was the very second Oracle deck that I bought because I have received a reading from someone online with where they were using these cards, and I just thought they're just so beautiful. This was my first deck from Kyle Gray, and I have a few, you'll see as we go through them. Yeah, I mean, I love it. I don't use it very often, but I'm actually just going back to using it a bit more than I have so far, just because I like it so much, but I felt like I just wasn't exactly sure in which kind of readings to use them. But yeah, that has changed, and these are matte cards. They have beautiful colors, as you can see. I mean, even if it's just for the art itself, I would just keep this deck forever, pretty much. But yeah, anyway, moving on. So the next deck is also Kyle Gray. As I said, I've got quite a few. I am actually quite a fan, I suppose you could say, of Kyle Gray. I like his work. I do angel card readings the way he teaches, which you can, by the way, purchase on my website. So this is the Gateway of Light Activation Oracle. This is Hay House. Sorry, I didn't really give those details at with the other cards. But yeah, like I said, if you wanted something a little bit more detailed of a review, then just let me know in the comments and I'm happy to do so. I only have a few, I think. Gosh, that's upside down. I only have a few or a couple of reviews even right now on my channel, but there's definitely more coming. These are also matte cards, very beautiful. Okay. Maybe I should do like a video of all of my Kyle Gray's decks thus far. Okay, the next one is my Archangel Fire Oracle by Alexandra Wenman. So many decks like Archangel decks, there is a fairy deck to which I will get to at some point, probably next part, because I don't have them with me today. But any specific ones like Archangels, Fairies, Animal decks, I really spent a long time choosing the right one. I didn't want to just buy any that I saw online. They really had to speak to me and have all the information that I would love to have in a deck for that specific energy, whatever it is that the energy is. So after a long time, because it has really taken at least 6 months, if not longer, of me just looking online on YouTube on all of the Archangel decks and Angel decks that people have, I just couldn't choose one until this one was on pre-sale. So that was I think 2021, and I'm pretty sure this only came in 2022. I don't know, to be honest, the time just flies by so quickly. I actually, those particular 2 years, 2021, 2022, it's like they just merged into one for me. But yeah, I really like this deck. This is the kind of deck that I just use for myself right now, and I would pull an Archangel card. The book is quite big, by the way, and it's really good, but again, I'll do a review in a separate video. Yeah, I would just pull a card once in a while when I feel that a different energy of a different Archangel is ready to work with me for that particular time. So there are really no time scales that I've been one second. So I've had this Archangel Melchizedek with me for at least a year. I think he's been out for a whole year already, and I don't feel like he's going anywhere yet. He's not going back. So yeah. Okay, so now first of my Oracle tarot decks. So this is the mini version of the Santa Muerte tarot. I have very little hands, and so because Oracle cards don't have that many options to buy mini versions, whenever I find one for tarot, I'm definitely jumping on it. Although I gotta say, I really like the art on this, and I can see maybe I'll just bring a bit closer. I would really appreciate having the standard version just to see everything a little bit better. I love the moon. This is the moon card. But because I'm kind of trying to keep my collection quite I don't know, I don't want to just be buying decks just for the sake of having them kind of thing, because I use all of the decks that I have. No, that's upside down. All of the decks that I have, I use only if I know I'll be using them, whether it's just for myself or professionally. So they really have to serve a purpose. That's pretty much my only criteria right now, apart from them obviously calling to me as well. Sorry about this. The rest of them will be the other way around. But yeah, I really like this. I have done reading twice for myself from this deck, and it's always been very accurate, and I love it. I love the depictions and the way the artist has illustrated each of the cards, each of the meanings. It's pretty cool, really cool. And I think I actually have already a video on my channel for this deck, an actual flip through. I think it was an unboxing video actually. Okay, so the next deck is one that I haven't used even once yet. This is the Tarot of the 1001 Nights, artwork by Leon Carr, and this is Los Carabeo. So I was kind of hoping the art will be slightly different. I haven't used it because I actually have created a little project for myself with this deck, because I actually haven't read 1001 Nights completely. Obviously, I know a few of those stories, of those tales, like Aladdin and I don't know, I can't remember the other ones, but I've only known them or watched them rather, because it was you know, like the Disney film versions years and years ago when I was a kid. And I would really like to read or at least listen to the audiobook for the whole, you know, all of the tales. And my project was, still is, I just haven't gotten around to listening to the stories yet, is to actually, you know, get to know them, get to know the tales, get to know the characters. And then when I do a reading with this tarot, it would bring me back to the memories of the tales that I've read. So just so that I can kind of match the reading or use the archetypes maybe or the characters from the tales for the reading, and kind of read it that way, and how that relates to the life of whoever it is that I'm reading for, whether it's myself or someone else. And I really like the style. I love Oriental Arabic art. So yeah, as you can see, it's Los Carabeos, so obviously they have the writing on top. I know a lot of people do trim their decks to make, because they don't like the borders and stuff. I'm not fussed, and I want the names there. But yeah, they are very pretty actually. Now that I look at them again, you see, since I got them and I bought them together with the Santa Muerte tarot cards, I'm really appreciating them a bit more right now. But yeah, I would love to read or listen to. I actually have saved the audio book, which on YouTube there's a free version. You can just listen, you know, there are channels for audiobooks on YouTube. But yeah, I just haven't started. Actually, I have started a little bit. That's the Devil card. Yeah, I love it. I love this ambiance, I suppose, if that's the right word. Yeah, so definitely, although I haven't used them even once for myself, and they come with just this little booklet from Los Carabeo. Yeah, I haven't used them even once yet, but they're definitely staying until I complete the project that I have set out for myself. I don't think I've actually seen anyone having these in their collection. I suppose it's not a very mainstream deck. Excuse me, just need to have some water. Okay, next is also a tarot deck, and actually this one. So this is such a beginner, I think, non-collectible, I would say, tarot, because I actually bought it. This was my very first tarot deck that I have ever bought, and that was about 10 years ago now, because I really wanted to learn how to read tarot. And let me tell you, at the time, I had no clue. I actually keep it in a little pouch. This box, luckily, I still kept it to show you guys, but it's actually, and I'll just show you, by the way, sorry, it's by Juliet Sharman-Burke. Learn how to read the cards. Basically, it's very beginner friendly. I mean, at the time, I kind of started and I left it. I didn't pursue it until like 10 years later. Well, less than 10. Okay, if I bought them 10 years ago, then and it's also a mini deck, so it fits nicely in my hands. I actually haven't started using it until, are they all upside down? Until 3 years ago now that I started reading cards. And once I started using it, I mean, the messages are always so clear for me from this deck. Always so clear. I never even once looked into the guidebook, apart from those 10 years ago when I tried to learn tarot the standard way, the traditional way. But they're very easy to read intuitively. And since I actually started reading cards, I'm more of an intuitive reader, and I have more oracle cards than I have tarot. I just never had to really learn it, to be honest. So yeah, and I'll just show you quickly, actually. Okay, I'll just do that later. Just wanted to show you the little box. So it kind of opens like this, and then you have the book, which is actually quite thick. A little booklet, quite thick. There's quite a bit in there, you know, including how to read the cards and all of that stuff. And then there's this little, like a puzzle board that you can just, if you put together, it comes out with a spread. I don't actually know what spread is on here, because like I said, I never used it. But I'm actually really curious now, so I actually might build it up and see what kind of spread is created from these little puzzles. But yeah, so that's that, and it was very affordable, if not cheap. I can't remember, because I wasn't, you know, a tarot buff, let's say, or a fan at the time. I just thought, oh, I'll just learn some tarot. Oh, okay, so it says on here that the clip fit layout has 2 spreads on it, and it has like sample readings included and stuff like that. So it's very good, like I said, for beginners. I'm just gonna put it back here. Next one, I have Archangel Animal by Diana Cooper. Beautiful cards. Another Archangel deck that I really felt called to buy, because it also has the animals, has a mixture of archangels and animals, and it's very interesting to find out some information on the origins and the souls and the, should I say souls? Yeah, like the higher dimensional aspects of each animal. When it comes to description, the messages are quite short and they're not very, if I remember correctly, I need to do a review. I should probably do a review before I should say anything more. But yeah, so I'm just gonna shut up, so sorry about that. But yeah, I love that it doesn't have borders. The pictures are beautiful in my opinion, and it has a little, as you can see, sentence at the bottom and an archangel that works with this animal energy. We've just seen a snake, little donkey, cute, very nice. Okay, next is the Angel Guide, as you can see, but Kyle Gray, the Angel Guide Oracle. It's a little bit beaten up because this is my working deck. I work with this most of the time, to a point that I don't actually keep. Oh, okay, this is something you don't need to know. But yeah, I actually have the cards in a little pouch because I take them everywhere. I mean everywhere, not everywhere, I shouldn't say that. But whenever I do readings, if I go and do readings in some fairs, basically psychic fairs and all kinds of other ones, I just take it with me. I actually started taking it in the box, and as you can see, that's why it just got a little bit damaged. But yeah, this is my working deck. I do my angel readings predominantly with this deck. And by the way, you can join me live for a reading, if you'd like to receive a reading, as I do those every Thursday on my YouTube channel. And you'll most likely see me use this deck. Not just this one, because I do bring more, but this one is always there. Okay. Now I also have, I'll just tell you, I also offer, if you sign up to my newsletter, I offer a prize of a free 45-minute angel card reading with me, like a personal sitting, private sitting. And that's why I have these little cards in here, because these are people who have signed up to my prize draw. So whenever it's time to choose the winner, I just choose one from there. So yeah, if you're interested, please sign up. My website is in the description. And on my website, under the news and special offers, you'll see the prize draw information. And you can, and it's a monthly prize draw, by the way. So every month there will be a winner. Okay, tarot cards, friends tarot cards. So this is quite clear as to what friends these are. For those who are familiar with the Friends TV series. I mean, I bought them because I'm a big fan. And I actually haven't used them and everything just yet. But this is the kind of, I guess, way that I would like to use those 1,000 nights. What was it? 1,000 nights and one? Where I know the characters, I know the storyline. Oh, there's an example spread. Oops. Yeah, that's how I would like to use these cards. So as far as I know, this is like the only deck that is created from, you know, based on the series Friends. And I know not everyone likes it, because I know that some of the descriptions and the pictures, not pictures, sorry, the characters that they've chosen for some of the tarot cards, it is a little bit of a head scratcher to think, oh, why did they choose this scene rather than some other ones? That's true. I've noticed that it could, you know, be a little bit confusing sometimes. But other than that, I really, really like those cards because I'm a fan. So I think it would be quite fun reading with them. So I need to actually start bringing them out to do some readings. Okay, so next one, actually, now I didn't know that when I bought these cards that these are actually fake. These are copies. And I didn't know. I should have really paid more attention to what I'm buying, to be honest, because it was quite a quick buy that I did. And only when they came, I was like, hang on a minute, this is not the original. So I've got them. I've never done a reading with them, and I don't think I will, to be honest, because even the art, although it is quite gentle art anyway, the original has a gentle art, but this one is even more kind of like rubbed off or watered out. I don't know. It's just not very, it actually looks better on video, I gotta say, than it looks in real life. Like the video actually brings out some of the colors. And it's so pretty. But yeah, it's a shame that I didn't realize that I'm actually buying a copy instead of the original, because I just really wanted a tarot with animals. And I really wanted the guidebook. I mean, I buy my cards with guidebooks mostly, apart from some of the tarot. Well, I mean, all of them have guidebooks, but some of them only have those little white books, you know, which don't have a lot of information, but that's fine for me when it comes to tarot. Whereas this one, I really wanted to have a guidebook and see if in the guidebook there are if there's some information about each animal. But yeah, I don't even have a book for this. Okay, next, another Kyle Gray deck. Surprise, surprise. Keepers of the Light Oracle cards. This is actually, I know though it's one of his oldest decks, I only just purchased it recently. And to be honest, I actually thought it was the other deck. Because this one has pictures of Ascended Masters and different deities. And I was actually looking for the one that had the archangels. So I kind of got a bit confused. I mean, I don't regret buying it, but I just don't feel sort of ready, I think, to work with the Ascended Masters. Just yet it just wasn't my plan at the time, I suppose. And I to use these cards, I really do need to learn about them, or like in a sense that I need to read the guidebook and actually remember who's who. Although we do have a sentence, so you can of course read it, you know, with that information. But yeah, it wasn't what I've intended. Anyway, moving on. Last one of Kyle Gray's that I have. That's also his, I think this is newest one, I'm pretty sure, because it's based on his Raise Your Vibration book, which I also have, yes. I did say I do like Kyle Gray and his work. I really like them. This is one of, I think, 2 decks that I have that have a writing on them rather than an illustration. I usually buy decks with illustrations because, like I said, I'm an intuitive reader, so it's important for me to see those, although of course it does have an illustration of some sort, but I really wanted a couple at least that would just have a straightforward message on them. And because I like his book, I often look into the book when I need a little bit of a reading, I suppose, for myself, not from the cards, but you know, I just use a different tool like a book and just want to see what the message is, or maybe what to focus on. So I was doing that with his Raise Your Vibration book, but because, I mean, I am a card fan, so hence I just had to get the cards, right? So I can also share those messages through cards with my readings for other people. Lovely. These are also matte, which I like. Okay, next one, Tarot. The Light Seers Tarot by Chris Ann. This is definitely super popular. A lot of people have them. And it's a little bit of a shame because I haven't been using it much, even though I love it so much. I actually bought it based on the way that Chris Ann has illustrated each of the cards in tarot. I found it very easy to read, very, you know, relevant, I suppose, modern, and so easier to read intuitively as well. I love it. I think the only reason why I haven't been using it as much is because I actually have another go-to tarot deck that is my workhorse, let's call it, when it comes to tarot. And I think it's basically, first thing is because it's smaller, the other one, not this one. And as I said, it's just easier for me to shuffle smaller cards. And the other thing is that the other deck just has this extra layer added onto it, but I obviously get to it in a different video because it's not going to be in this one. And so I just decided to use the other one as my go-to. I often, it is my workhorse. This one has been on the shelf for way too long, not being used, but I will definitely not be giving this one away. I just need to remind myself of to use this one a bit more often, because yeah, I think it's just beautiful. And it has great messages. I actually bought this as a present to someone from my family, because I feel like the messages are very helpful. You can read the light and the shadow message, and they are, like I said, very modern day relatable cards. So I think they're perfect for beginners, perfect for people that just maybe are not interested in even in tarot, I would say, necessarily, but just want to read cards from themselves, just to gain some guidance now and again from something that is quite relatable. Okay, so I've got 3 more decks. Next one is the Sandra Ann Taylor, the Quantum Oracle. I really like Sandra's work. I have a couple of books from her, and I have 2 of her decks, as you can probably see, this one and then the next one. But I gotta say, I mean, they're not the easiest to read, but they have so much depth in them. So I just want to get to know them a little bit better, I think, although they're quite intuitive for readings as well. But they're also, I feel, each card is super specific. So it's almost like if you want to have a bit of a longer message, you gotta really pull quite a few. That's what I kind of noticed as I've been reading with them. Whenever I read with them, I feel like I know what the message is, but it's very kind of short, and I seem to not be able to extend it much, as much as maybe with other cards. But nevertheless, the messages are still super helpful, and I feel that it's really worth learning the system that these cards have been created with. So all of the suits, because as you can see, they are different. So you've got people, intention, spirit, cycle, and I think one more, people, I said that. I think one more, but I can't remember. Oh, energy. Oh, and events and energy. So yeah, these are from Hay House, and I like them, but yeah, just gotta learn them a little bit better. Okay, and then the other one from Sandra Ann Taylor and her sister Sharon Ann Klingler is the Akashic Tarot. This is definitely not a tarot deck, I'm sorry. I think many people actually have said that if you have watched any reviews of this deck online already. I just realized I don't think I've been showing backs very much. I do apologize. This is definitely, I would not read it as a tarot, because once you know tarot and then you get these, and like all of the art and depictions, illustrations are completely like non-tarot related. And also the suits are called different, so sure, you can remember that, you can memorize which one is which, and sort of maybe add a little bit of an extra layer to your reading, knowing maybe which tarot card this is meant to be. But otherwise, it just, not even with the messages, when I read in the guidebook, it just has nothing to do with tarot, traditional tarot. So yeah, I would not use it as tarot. I don't use them as tarot. I only use them as oracle cards to tap into the Akashic records if I want some information about my Akashic records or others, sort of the energy behind the situation, you know, from the perspective of the Akashic records. Then yeah, this is a good deck, and it has so much information in the guidebook that I think is very good, very deep, but also can have quite a mundane everyday advice as well. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of the way the angels are shown, but that's just my personal preference. So it doesn't really matter that much. And they are very interactive, so I really like how she teaches you, or she suggests for you to really look at the details of the cards. For instance, in this one, if you can see this little gent, he has what is it? Oh my gosh, not glasses, but like he's looking out in this direction. So she would say, you know, what card sits right here? Because then this is probably relating to this thing that you just read in this other card, which I think is actually pretty good advice, and I have been using it whenever I feel inspired to in other readings with other cards. Okay, so there's just one last one in this card collection part. I think there will be like 3 parts because I have 3 shelves. This is the Gateway Oracle cards by Denise Lin. I actually, although these are I think one of her oldest ones, these are my very newest buy because I am doing a Dreaming Gateway or Gateway Dreaming course. They suggested this deck, although I was going to use a different deck for that work. I do dream insights into your dreams readings already. I have been doing them for a little while, and when I found this course, I just thought, well, this is right up my alley, and I will be going a lot more deep into dream work, and I'll probably do some readings, maybe pick a card on my channel. If you would like that, you're interested, then let me know in the comments. But I bought these just out of curiosity, really. I don't even know if it's been a week. Maybe it's been a week that I had them, and I'm just still learning and seeing, kind of getting used to them and seeing what kind of messages are there. What do I feel about this deck? You know, how would it, how can I incorporate it into my readings when it comes to dream interpretations? But also I can obviously use it for any other reading. So yeah, we'll see. This is still being, let's say, tested. If you have this deck, let me know. Do you like it? How do you use it? And that is it. So that would be part 1 of my whole deck collection. I shall see you in next 2 parts. Thanks for watching.